Hey everyone, welcome to another podcast of No Title Needed. My name is Cynthia Collins
and I'm Scott Osborne.
My co-host Scott Osborne. And we are here once again at Brown Hound Studios, which is, Scott, tell the people quickly.
This is my studio space where we offer multiple sources of excitement and
artwork
and development in the arts. We like to have fun around here. And today we've got another artist with their own studio space as well.
Mary Johnston. So Mary,
Thank you.
Of course, and thank you for being here.
You're welcome.
So listen, you have your studio. It's in Cardinal, right on Main Street, right in the Magdalena Gallery building.
On the third floor.
And we had her on the show.
Yes.
About, I think she was the first guest, actually. Magdalena.
She was.
Was she?
Come on first.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's a beautiful building.
It
of course. Tell me. Now listen, you're not from here. We were speaking before. You've lived so many places. Your husband was born in
New Jersey.
Yes, the great state of New Jersey.
Not far from where you're from.
That's right. So you and I were chit-chatting about the local fair in Jersey. But you're here now, and, you said, because I was asking you, since you were a kid, you were doing artwork.
I was.
I caught the bug early.
I did.
Yeah.
From just the time I was old enough to hold a pencil. I've done all kinds of different artwork over the years, and I took special art classes when I was a child. I went to art summer camp, and I actually won an all-city painting competition in Duluth as a senior in high school.
Because you're Minnesota. Which
I'm
is
from
where you're
Minnesota, yes.
Yep.
And have just kept going
Yeah.
all these years.
You have some pretty big commissions.
I do.
Spill it. Don't be shy.
Well, I've done some pretty large work over the years, and some of the biggest are, 90 plus inches, 120 plus inches, diptychs that are, 96 inches a piece that go together. So I do like doing large work. And I will say one of the reasons why I think I'm able to do work that large is because I actually went to faux painting school for a while as an adult and started a little business doing faux work when I lived in New Jersey.
What is that?
Work on the wall. Work on the wall. So I did
Mural? Like muralistic work?
I don't do murals. I've never done murals, but I used to do large scale texture, stenciling work.
Yeah.
Faux is the fake. You're creating
Faux is
something.
fake.
Yes,
But I mean, with that,
So are you using plaster in
a lot of different things.
Okay. Now I know what you're talking about.
Where I went to school in Long Island, they had their own line of products that you would use to make things. So I did everything from brickwork to grapevines.
I
to
see. I
Venetian
understand.
plaster,
Okay.
all kinds of stuff.
Okay.
Almost sculptural paintings, like on a two-dimensional sculpture.
No, you're not really making a painting. You're not really making a scene. You're just
making wallpaper, but it's not wallpaper.
correct.
So it's still a two-dimensional plane, still flat.
Still flat.
Okay.
Now, some of your artwork is here,
It is.
and this is pretty big, but you said this is nothing compared to
It's
some of the
nothing
work
compared to
you've done.
some of the pieces.
Well,
I've done. Right.
your artwork is in St. Jude's Hospital,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
How many pieces are
I
there?
have 3 really large pieces at St. Jude's.
Yeah, that's pretty big deal. And then the Mayo Clinic.
The Mayo Clinic in Rochester has 10 works of mine. The one in Jacksonville has a whole collection, different sizes, including some big grouping of 12 by 12s, which is one of the things I am known for, is these 12 by 12s that I do.
Yeah.
That people buy in groupings.
Fantastic. Can I ask you a quick question?
Sure.
What do you use as your easel for a 12 by 12? Is it a system where you are able to drop it down, or is it something where you have to go
I
up?
do most 12 by 12s holding them in my hand. They're on 2-inch wood panels. So the sides are birch. I polyurethane the sides first. That way, if you do, I don't tape them off when I'm working. I'm actually not a really messy painter at all. And I usually hold them in my hand.
So you basically create a grid. Is this how I'm understanding it?
No, they're all individual.
So they're
Is
12 inch by 12 inch.
Yes.
And then you put them together to make a huge thing.
Yes.
But I think what you're asking, Scott, is when you do the big ones, bigger than this.
Oh, I have a big
huge.
double easel in the studio.
There you
And
go.
actually, I've been working on it.
Thanks.
I've been working on a triptych right now that I have had one piece on one side of the double easel, one piece on another side of the double easel, and the third piece is on another easel on the floor that I've sort of shimmied up to the other ones.
Awesome.
Shipping those can be fun.
Yeah.
Well, you said you wanted to be a truck driver. You could ship your own art.
I do.
You'll be
Well,
driving.
I've driven to shows for years all over the country.
You go to shows everywhere in the country.
Everywhere, all the way from San Diego to New York to Florida. I was in Santa Fe this summer, and I drive. I drive with my artwork, and actually, the open road is very.
Yeah.
Took a trip out to Vegas for the SEMA Auto Show, and that was one of my favorite trips I think I've ever been in.
Yeah, there's lots of inspiration out there too. I mean, I really am a landscape painter, and even though I consider my work very stylized, and you get out there on the road and you just see vistas and beautiful. This country is beautiful.
Right, it is. And for an artist, you're probably like, there it is, there it is, there it is, there it is. I can pick that, I can pick this, you know.
Yes.
Are you pulling out your phone while you're on those trips?
Sometimes don't tell my mother that. Oh,
Divulge, just for
Taking it from
a
the
photo.
car.
Don't watch, Mom.
yeah, don't watch Mom. Taking it from the car.
Yeah, the photo reference.
Well, no, sometimes I stop. It just depends.
You know. Now you said you are represented
Yes.
by how many different galleries around the country?
10. I think 10. I'd have to say your count, but
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
yeah.
That's pretty impressive.
One in Canada. I just I had one in London for the last 5 years, but I just pulled my work out. I think what the gallery started really focusing on just wasn't the kind of work I do.
So you like doing beachscapes. You said you're actually
Landscapes.
I do. I like landscapes,
she
but
likes the shoreline too.
I do like the shoreline, but I also do lots of
Yeah.
tree work
Yeah,
like
yeah.
this one, or this is a lake scene. Lots of atmospheric work, especially. I know for my clouds. My clouds.
I was just about to say, it seems like you
Absolutely
really nailed the
gorgeous.
texture. Yeah.
Gorgeous.
And these are all original oils, by the way. That's my medium of choice. So I don't do work in any other kind of medium anymore. Haven't for years.
There's no erasing.
No, but oil can be forgiving because you can go over some. It doesn't dry right away, so you can keep working some.
Even adding.
Okay.
I
even
love the
add it.
added.
Everything I
added
do is multi-layered. It's a chemical thing, so it's fat over lean is really what the main rule in oil painting is. So the top layers have more of the medium. I use liquid. It's a product made by Winsor Newton.
It's called Windsor Newton.
Well, yeah, huge
Great company.
big company.
Yeah. Yeah.
Into those final layers, so that the paint will firm.
Okay. We're going to take a break, aren't we?
Oh, yeah? It's about that time, isn't it?
All right. Don't touch that dial. We'll be back with Mary Johnston. Hey, we're back. We're front. Here
We're
we
here.
are. Yeah, we're here with Mary Johnston, artist extraordinaire. Her
Cindy Collins.
Oh, yes, and Scott Osborne. How could I forget? The person sitting next to me. But Mary has her place on Main Street, right? On the third floor of the Magdalena Gallery.
Yes.
And she is a powerhouse, I'm telling you. All your commissions we were talking about, all the galleries that represent you around the country. You travel extensively. Let me ask you something.
Sure.
This is just for me because I always am curious with an artist. What is your... Listen, you paint a lot of things, right? Just like you do a lot of... You work in steel, you work in ceramics.
excited,
Right?
you know?
But what do you like the best? Like, that's what... what's your favorite type of... Is it oils? Is it watercolor? What certain landscape?
I only work in oils.
Okay.
I haven't touched even my old watercolors in years. I really have focused on just doing work in oils.
That's it.
There's, first of all, I love them. I absolutely love the oils. Didn't even, how should I say this? I took one painting class as a teenager with the oils, but back then they didn't have, they had, turpentine stuck. So, and they were messy, and there's no place.
And
for them.
stinky.
Horrible smell. Now, the materials are much different.
Okay.
And I've always liked the look of the oils and what you could do with them. I sold watercolors for a while, years and years ago. I would go to small craft fairs. I did botanical work, a lot of architectural pieces. I still have some in my basement, of course. But I love the oils, and I love what you can do with the oils.
Do you go when you want to do it? You know, you travel a lot.
I do.
So when you paint, and when you're painting, do you go somewhere to paint a lot of times?
No.
Do you just take photos and stick? You know.
I take photos, but I don't usually use them for reference for a scene.
Okay.
It's just everything I do, I just make it up.
Okay.
Even the piece behind you, I just made it. I made up the scene.
Well, it's because it's kind of abstract. That's a little,
Yeah.
you know. But do you do that? Do you go somewhere and sit and paint?
No, never,
Ever?
ever.
That's very cool.
Okay. Do you do carvel on canvas?
No.
Okay.
I'm not a plein air painter.
See,
Okay.
that's what's so cool about
Okay.
that is I gotta jump in. Is I love the element of having a reference photo. You know, and that comes from my early experiences where I was doing realism, and I was able to kind of grid out, starting at a refine and going bigger. But you know, to have the ability, not only the skill set, but the ability to be able to create a scene from your imagination
Right.
is a whole nother element of being able to create an image from grabbing 15 images and putting them, and that's what I can create an image from nothing by grabbing a bunch of other reference photos and putting them together. And that's how I always work. So to be able to have that in your mind is a very special talent.
And obviously
that
it
you
works
hold.
because obviously people love it
They do.
because you have your work is at some pretty high end places. I
I do some abstract work, but it's all horizontal. So you're still using that element of, how would you explain it?
Horizon line,
The horizon line,
building from there.
but you're minus the point of, you don't,
the point where you start, don't you
your pivotal
start at
point.
that point and come
Your
out?
pivotal point.
yes,
Yeah.
you're missing that in the abstract.
Okay. Yes, I get it.
So, but I'm still using that horizontal.
Okay.
Fun.
All right, let's do
love
the
it.
question of the week.
All right.
The question of the week.
The question of the week.
Okay, so it is
Oh,
no, this is it.
okay.
You want,
Go ahead.
I can. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
So, what a gentleman. Chivalry is not dead. So, what was your first? This has nothing to do with art. Okay.
That's fun.
Unless you're going to paint them, which many people do. What was your first pet animal? Could be anything that you, as an adult, you had to take care of. It was it like your parents. You know, it wasn't like the family animal. It wasn't
Oh,
like
my
a sibling
gosh.
brought it home. You, as an adult, you were not living alone. You had to take care of it. It was solely your animal.
My husband and I were going to be moving in together. We had bought a condo, and there was a stray cat that had wandered up to this house I was living in with these friends. And he was, of course, cold. It was snowing, tired. Well, I took this cat in and then proceeded to ask Jim if we could take him with us, and we did. And it was all about the cat
Of course.
for, a few years. But I doted upon that cat. And he was an absolute pain in the ass.
100%.
Because he was an indoor-outdoor, and he would get up on the second floor. He would jump up from the neighbor's deck to the second floor window at night and pull on the screens to get in. Oh my God. He was always dirty. Like, you know how most cats clean. The only time he was ever clean is when we go on vacation, put him in the kennel.
Oh my! In the kennel.
Yeah, I would take him to a kennel.
Oh my God.
But he caused us to meet more people in our neighborhood. He'd follow us to the grocery store because we'd walk.
He was social.
And then when I had kids, he'd follow us. We pushed the kids down to
like a dog.
Yeah, it was like a dog. And he'd stand outside the grocery store and wait till we came back out and he followed us back. It was back before, now people are like, don't let your cat be an indoor-outdoor. But
Well, ours is, by the way. Okay, go.
Well,
Yeah.
I named my entire studio off of my first adult pet that I have
Yes.
lovingly taken care of for quite some time, and I almost want to go grab her because she's in the studio right now.
I know she
I just want her right here, but her name is Millie Osborne. She is my favorite thing in the world. I take care of her with as much love as I possibly can give.
Is her
And
full name Millicent?
I wish it was.
Does she have a middle name?
we can come up with one right now if you're feeling frisky, but
My first, let me think. Okay, so my first, not with the family, was a cat, and it was abandoned in the bushes around the corner from my apartment, and in the bushes in front of another apartment building. And the girl, I was walking down the sidewalk, and I was going down to a restaurant with Judy and my partner Judy, and the girl's like, "There's a cat in the bushes, and I think she's pregnant." And I've tried to lure her out. Hold on, here we go. So Judy's like, "I can't take it. I have a cat, but you can, Cindy." I'm like, "Okay, sure, I'll take it." Oh my God. So we get the cat out. The cat is in my apartment. We're like, the cat's going to have kittens. Oh my gosh. It's going to have kittens. We were doing a show at the time. So every night we'd come home from the show. Did she have the kittens? Did she have the kittens? Well, we better take the cat to the vet. We take the cat to the vet. The vet comes out. He's like, "I got news for you. She is a he and he's not pregnant." So we're like, well, we're idiots, clearly. But the cat's name was Blue. I had that cat for, that cat came here with me. And,
Blue can be either gender.
Right.
You know.
It was a male cat, no babies, not pregnant, and came here with me, and his, Blue has passed on. So anyway, there you have it. That's the story. So we're going to wrap on that note.
On that note.
Oh, good old Blue. May he rest in peace with the other animals that have
I know.
gone over that rainbow bridge.
Don't talk about Millie.
But we're gonna wrap it up with Mary Johnston. You're fantastic. Congratulations on all of your success and further success. I have no doubt that you will have.
I hope so.
More work everywhere around the country.
Thank you. It's been fun to meet you too.
Yeah, likewise. So thank you so much. I'm Cynthia Collins.
I'm Scott Osborne. It's been a pleasure. Thanks.
As always.
We'll see you next week.
All right, we'll see you next week. No title needed. Thanks.